Center, where the Welland Canadians and the Ancaster Avalanche are going to be facing off for Game 2 of this first round best-of-7 playoff series. Ancaster took Game 1 very decisively last night, and Ancaster with a 4-1 score over Welland. Starting in goal for the Ancaster Avalanche, Ryan Dugas. He has a 1 goal against average and a .957 save percentage. He had 22 shots shot towards him last night. Charles Grimard in net for the Welland Canadians. He had 34 shots against. He has a 303 goals against and a .909 save percentage. I'm Hayden Hallett, joined by my brother Eric Hallett. And Eric, what do you think the keys of the game will be today so that Welland can try to get back into the series?
Well, they're on their home ice. They have the home crowd behind them, and what they're going to need is they're going to need to get onto the Ancaster Avalanche D hard. They know that the Ancaster D is very active. They like to rush up, and they like to play that puck forward. And there seems to be something between Van Loon and Blakely right off the face-off draw.
And it starts off in the Ancaster zone. Going out Van Loon. He's one-on-one with Liam Anderson right in front of him. Go to the backhand. He tries to cut in, but Anderson shoves him off to the side. Sherratt plays it around Tanner McEachern. Trying to get to the puck. He can't. It's reversed. Matt Hobbs goes in. And now Ben Hadaneka steals for the Avalanche. Tries to go in front. And now Matt Hobbs, the captain of the Canadians, chips it around the corner and giving away. Dirk Static on his knees, tries to take the shot. He's buried, and Blackley's going to take a penalty.
And this is not good. Dirk Static is on his face, on his stomach right now, and he's looking hurt.
It looked like maybe an elbowing call going to Blakely as he went for the hit on Static who had fallen over, or maybe a head contact penalty. My guess is to one of the two. Still yet to see an official call from the referees.
It's good to see him up, but he's bent over.
They did get the official. It is officially an interference call. So the Avalanche, who were snake-bitten on the power play last night, get to start off tonight, and Dirk Static looking to be okay as he makes his way under his own power back to the bench.
And he's going to be out on the next change that he possibly can, obviously, because he's one of the catalysts for the power play, even though it has been a little bit off.
He did lead the team in power play points during the regular season. He was also one of the best in the league in general for power play points among defensemen. But the Welland Canadians start off by dumping the puck in. Not even a minute in, and a power play for the Avs. Coming back up the ice, Tanner Bernecki, another smooth skating defenseman. Luke Croucher, he had 3 points last night, and falling in the corner was Philip Liakakos, giving some room to Croucher, who's got a lot of speed, but he gives that one around. Skropos playing the point, gives it to Woodhouse. It bounces on him. Visser tries to battle for it, and here he comes, Matthew Yanni, and he scored the only goal last night. Nice curl and drag, shoots, and it's blocked by Bernecki. Nice block in front of the goal by number 7 as Giannini was away.
That was a great play from Bernecki. He couldn't contain the skill of Giannini, so instead he decided to take away the shot, and that was a great effort defensively from Bernecki.
Shows why number 91 was up for the Brent Ruppel Award, which is the best rookie of the year, but that award going to Liam Van Loon, number 21 for the Avs. Skropos gets a back pass from Adam Mayer. Played back in, Hadaneka has it. Kalen McPhee, a little interference run. McPhee passes over to Van Loon, shoots, and he misses high. Kalen McPhee tries to keep it in, and a fan shot to try to get out. And that one shots, nice save by Grimard, who's busy early on again. On his backhand, forehand, Hadaneka over to Kalen McPhee. Back to Hadaneka, he shoots it, deflected by Mayers, he's getting some power play time. Van Loon at the point, Kalen McPhee, back to Van Loon, and pumps, rips that one, save, Grimard! He made another stop as he bumped the rebound before Hadaneka could swap it in.
And Josh Sherratt took that shot right off, roughly in his shoulder to chest area. He went down hard. He's bent over, heading back to the bench. But what a beautiful passing power play unit that was for the Avalanche. Again, not able to score, but at the very least, able to generate some quality offensive opportunities.
22 seconds remaining on the power play. Face-off won by Hadaneka. He's been good all year in those draws. Static gets the pass over to Hadaneka, shoots that one out of Mayer, tries to spin it in front, and it goes back to the point for Static. He's being surveyed by Ryland, and that one just gets by Static, who's back out on the ice after he took that high shot. Hadaneka walks in, power play now over. Blakely back on there, Static takes the shot, it was a weak one. Liakakos blocked it, and he sends that one up to Anthony Grigg. Jordan Simpson for the Avs tries to get it out of his own blue line and does. Hatanaka goes in for a hit on Grigg. Giannini can't eke in past Kennery, and it's a quick 2-on-2 coming the other way for the Avs. Adam Mayer shoots right into the chest of Grimard. And if last night was any kind of telling situation, it's going to be hard to beat Grimard from that angle.
And if it's anything like last night, then Grimard's going to have a stellar first period as he did last game. 4 highlight reel saves, 2 on Nick Bro and 1 on Matthew Bridgewater. The one in Bridgewater probably edging out the other ones on that beautiful cross-crease glove save.
Still one of the nicest glove saves I've seen all year.
Maybe you should talk to TSN, ask them to put it on.
Coming in front, Dustin McKinney tries to go over the puck, but he can't bat it down as hemmed in their zone are the Canadians again. Malik Powell has the puck, he's 1-on-2. Needs some mates to come with him as he chips in past Simpson. Simpson falls down, Powell still has the puck. On the backhand, he had Demeski in front of the net who battles, and a nice block by McKinney, who looks to be injured from that one, but maybe shaking off the effects. That one tipped in. Michael McPhee knocks Moretto down, and here it comes a quick 2-on-1. Demeski shoots, scores! Alex Demeski! Top shelf on Dugas!
What a beautiful transition rush from the Welland Canadians. They turned that puck over from their own blue line, and from there on, it was a quick pass up. It was a 2-on-1. The Avalanche had a guy back. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to catch him. Demeski with a beautiful shot, top corner by Dugas.
And Malik Powell is the one going up with Demeski. He made a quick little 2-foot pass, and Demeski opens the scoring. We've already got more goals in the first period tonight than we did all of last night, as last night was a 0-0 first period. Bernanke plays that one up. Woodhouse tries to go around, but he's blocked. Now coming back to the way, Noah Ballard. He shoots. Saved easily and knocked to the corner. Caleb McPhee battling around the boards. Nice move and hooked up, and the fans angry with that one. They think it should have been a call. As going down the ice, it was Diashivi. It looked like he gave a little whack to Tanner Bernanke, who hooked him up.
And I'm surprised Tanner did not get a penalty on that one. He had his...
Oh, a big hit at the Avalanche line as 2 Canadians connect on Cabral. Michael Cabral gets the puck. He back passes it off to Bridgewater. Bridgewater, now Cabral, working that cycle game that worked so well for them last night. Bridgewater into the slot, can't find Woodhouse as he's knocked down. And Static can't keep it in. Here comes Dalen Minovsky. He's got Ballard with him. Shoots, blocking arm save, and it goes high and wide. Ballard down to Minovsky, and it goes past his stick for Derek Raposo, who fans on it, and Minovsky back behind the net. Or McEachern trying to battle for the puck. Tanner McEachern. Dirk Static gets the puck loose. That was played back by Matt Hobbs. Avalanche having a hard time with that bouncing puck. Blakely tries to center off the stick of Dugas. Derek Raposo, he's being hounded by McEachern still. Blakely on his back.
Penalty
coming up to the Avalanche, and it looks like it's going to go to Derek Raposo.
Well over $360.
And power play first of the night for the Canadians. They were also 0 on the night. They actually had a 5-on-3 last night against the Avalanche. Let's see if they can connect on the power play tonight. Back at the point, Tanner McEachern. He's still out there. Passing back over to Giannini. McEachern gets the puck. Jordan Simpson pushes him off, and Hobbs goes for it. But Bryce Robertson trying to get him off. Simpson knocks down McEachern in the corner. McEachern battling it out. Luke Croucher with some speed chips that one down the ice. Bernard goes to handle it. Plays that one past Liam Anderson. Matthew Giannini starts off from his own zone. A minute 21 remaining of power play time, and almost a big ice, open ice hit. As Caleb McPhee lined up Giannini, but he didn't deliver on the check. Stopping him at the blue line nonetheless. Shot all the way back down the ice by Caleb McPhee.
And this is a much different looking Welland Canadians team. In their first period again.
Oh, a big hit in the corner. Nice Mayer.
In the first period of the last game, they seemed a little flat-footed. Now they seem to be very aggressive, and they're all over the Ancaster Avalanche physically.
Moretto keeps that puck into the line. Power play still continuing for the Welland Canadians. 41 seconds remaining. Moretto gets the puck, shoots. That one deflects off a few skates and cleared down the ice by Adam Mayer. Ben Woodhouse. Moretto knocks him off the puck with a thundering hit along the end boards. Anthony Gregg tries to start up. A nice play by Macklin McPhee trying to get on the forecheck. Power play is 20 seconds remaining. Ballard goes in, he spins, and a nice hit coming from Macklin McPhee, who seems to be edging off physically for the Ancaster Avalanche. Shoots, and a nice glove save. No traffic in front, and the slap shot from Moretto denied by Ryan Dugas.
And Ken's going to have to figure out some magic words to tell his team either now or once the intermission comes, because his team they're looking a little tired, maybe from how physical they were playing last game. And the Canadians are just running over every single player.
Derek Raposo has 8 seconds to come back on the ice. Robertson, nice play to get it out of the zone. And the power play is now officially over. Both teams are 0 on the night. Bryce Robertson up to Raposo, who now goes for a quick change. Eric Nelson, and that was a little collision between Demeski and Kennery. Looks a little accidental on that one. Dugas tried to go for the puck. Knocking it away was the captain, Robertson. Luckily, no one was there to go for a diving poke check.
Robertson just saved a potential breakaway as Demeski was alone on the other side, but he got his stick in the way and stopped him.
Back at the point, Bisser shoots that one deflected high and wide. Demeski throws that one in. Tanner McEachern goes for a little hit on Hadanaku, who tries to get out of the pile with the puck. Now Kyle Kennery off the glass, and it's going to go down the ice. Van Loon not able to beat out the icing call, and an icing coming up to the Avalanche.
The Avalanche have not done a very good job of getting zone time and zone possession, other than on the power play, where obviously they started off in the zone. Their entries have not been very clean, and the Welland Canadians have just been back and taking the pucks away from them. And it's kind of hard to win those puck battles when the other team has one guy grabbing the puck and the other guy coming in and nailing you after the fact.
Yeah, maybe you can attribute that to home ice advantage. It seems to definitely help out some teams, especially when Welland was so flat last night, but they've been all over Ancaster so far. 11:39 remaining in the first period, a 1-0 lead for the Welland Canadians over Ancaster. Face-off coming to the left of Ryan Dugas. Adam Mayer in the face-off draw against Matt Hobbs. Matt Hobbs wins that one cleanly. Liam Anderson shoots that one off of Skropolis' shin pad. Deflected off the glass. Trying to chip that one out with Skropolis. He just couldn't quite get contact. Bro goes for a big hit on Josh Sherrod. Here it comes. Johnny Skropolis on the right side. He shoots, misses high. Johnny Skropolis with a little bit of space, but Josh Sherrod was able to close him off, so he couldn't come any closer to the goal. Derek Raposo deflected by Adam Mayer, but from his own side of center ice. So it's an icing call against the Avalanche.
That's probably the first shot on goal the Avalanche have had since the power play. And it was a missed shot from Skropolis, who looked like he tried to take a page out of Demeski's book and go top glove side, but he missed.
And if anything, as we've seen, top glove side is not a good spot to go on Gamard. He has a very good glove hand. Derek Raposo backspins that one to Dirk Static, pitching up along the boards, but Nick Bro trying to get it out. It kept in at the Ancaster line. Johnny Skropolis plays that one around. Nick Bro again. He's pressured by Moretto. Shut down. Rylet deflected wide as Ishiabi was going through the slot. Almost a breakaway pass. That one just misses Adam Mayer, and another icing call to the Avalanche.
And that seems the only kind of passes they're able to get each other with. It's those long stretch passes, and those passes are hard to connect with. They're a high risk, high reward type of play where if you can get it, you have a great opportunity to go one-on-one or a potential breakaway, or just turn it over.
From Scrod. coming back out, Nick Bro. He just avoids a hit from Moretto, only getting a little bit. And then another hit coming from Griggs, but Bro knocks him off, and Skroplis goes for a hit on Liakakos. Anthony Grigg walks in, swatted that one away with the pad by Ryan Dugas. Bro, he had a goal last night trying to get his team on the board. McPhee can't get that one in as Weilet dumps it back in and a change for the Canadians. DiChiavi, the lone Welland Canadian, on the forecheck as Macklin McPhee has the puck. Macklin on the backhand decides to spin around. Tries once more. Nice pass over to his brother Kalen. Kalen McPhee on the backhand. Plays that one behind the net. Macklin goes along the sideboards. Plays that one in front, and Grimard makes a simple stop on the sharp angle save. 9:51 remaining in the first period. And the Avalanche have had a very difficult time. And Eric, what do you think the Welland Canadians are doing so effectively that they weren't able to do last night?
Based on what I'm seeing last night, that they weren't showing until roughly the third period is their aggressiveness. As a point right there, a hit from Blakely, those hits were coming in the third period instead of the first and second, which was kind of even. But now they seem to be hitting everything that moves, and that seems to be putting the Avalanche a bit on their heels.
Right, you are. I did notice that aggressiveness wasn't there until it was a little too late for the Canadians, and it's a good thing to see if you're a Welland fan to see the Canadians getting so hard up on the defense and on the forwards. They're not letting up, and maybe they've learned their lesson. Maybe a little bit of chewing out from the coach.
And they know that they're the team that needs to prove themselves in this series, as the Avalanche are the favorite, but it might be something that they might not be able to sustain this kind of aggression throughout three periods.
Dawson McKinney passes that one back. Wernicke has it. Center pass, he finds Croucher. This line was dynamite last night. Croucher, McPhee, and McKinney shoots that one. Croucher, as stated before, he had a 3-point night last night with 2 goals and an assist. Wernicke got a pass back from Croucher in the slot, but that one's blocked in front by Noah Baller. Being hounded was Macklin McPhee. Wernicke walks to the left side, shoots, and he scores! Carl Dragon hits the post, and it goes by Grimard. 1-1 tie!
And once again, the cycle play shown perfectly by the Avalanche. They like to use the boards, and then they like to go inch towards the defense, grab 2 players, the player that normally be defending the defense and the player that would be defending the winger, grab them towards the winger that's on the other side, and then toss it to the other defense that's all alone now. And Wernicke just had to do a little curl and drag, and credit to Grimard, he almost got it.
And that's the 4th point of the series for Luke Croucher. He's the one who initially passed that one to Wernicke. So he's having one heck of a first round, number 9 is. And that line again, getting on the board for the Avalanche. They have definitely been the best line for the Ancaster Avalanche by far. Derek Raposo has Matt Hobbs all over him. Minovsky can't play it in as it's offside. That one chipped in wide of Dugas' goal. Static behind his own goal. Long pass deflected by Minovsky is now that gets rid of the icing. Coming back for Cabral, nice pass, and Bridgewater just couldn't connect. Nice pass from Cabral. Raposo shoots, that one deflected in front by Roberto Moretto. He blocked it, and then Raposo intercepts and dumps it back in. Charles Grimard, we've seen a couple adventures last night. He was having a little difficulty with that puck as he went to go play it, but tonight he gets a quick play, but it ends up being shot by his own defenseman off the glass and out of play.
And the Avalanche seem to have found their game again after that goal. As we know, goals can definitely turn the tide of a game, especially when you were getting dominated in the first half of this first period. Now the Avalanche have found their legs and found their passing sticks.
Bryce Robertson, he shoots that one in around the boards. Deflects off a stanchion and goes all the way around the net. Now it's played out by Rylet. And nice stick play. And the captain, Van Loon, a hard shot and a blocking arm save. May even hit the stick of Grimard. Van Loon goes for a little hit from behind on Rylet, but it goes back to the point. Robertson gets called. That one shot. Deflected out of the air. Nice play by Van Loon, showing his skill and just missing that as Robertson keeps the puck in. And Hadanaka tries to get the puck, but Visser plays it out. Drake dumps it in. Avalanche get it back. and Eric Nelson with the puck. Hadanaka all over him and dumped down, and Riley got a stick on that dump in, and Welland goes for a change. Avalanche starting in their own zone. That one played out, but intercepted. Nice hit. Kyle Kennery coming in with Hadanaka. Hadanaka crisscrosses. Back to Kyle Kennery. Oh, and a nice save! And that one behind the net. Another stop by Grimard.
What a beautiful give and go from Hadanaka and Kyle Kennery. They almost struck for the second goal of this period.
Van Loo trying to get the puck. That one looked like it may have hit a player at the bench, but no call from the referee. That one dumped in and off the stick of Hadanaka and just missed. Grimard goes for the stretch pass to Malik Powell. McPhee was being pressured by Ballard, but Powell gets the puck back. Adam Mayer, almost lined up by Philip Liakakos, but he was just able to avoid it and got the shoulder up. Bernecki gets the pass back from Kalen McPhee. Bernecki chips that one into center ice. Skropoulos got it to Bro, but it's dumped in. Liakakos now with the puck. Deflected off of Ballard's stick, and Bernecki has it at the red line and dumps it back in. Grimard forced to play the puck. Philip Liakakos plays it back around the net for Josh Sherrod. Blakely can't get the puck, but Tanner McEachern on a 2-on-2. He's got Ballard on his left. McEachern shoots and a pad save as Dugas seems to have settled his game down. Adam Mayer, cross pass, tipped off the stick. Kalen McPhee got it, but Skropoulos now has the puck. Into the slot, here comes shoots Mayer! Oh, he missed! May have got a piece of the glove of Grimard, but Adam Mayer is alone in the slot.
That double pump might have given Grimard too much time to adjust.
Matt Hobbs shoots and a save made by Ryan Dugas, so a really good chance at one end for the Avalanche and another chance for the Welland Canadiens at the other.
Unfortunately for Mayer on that opportunity, had he been in a shooting position, he probably could have tried to one-time that past Grimard, who obviously one-timers are a lot harder for a goaltender to save because he has to react instantaneously, but Mayer had to settle it down and give it a double pump.
Eric Nelson, a one-time slap shot as the puck came back to the point, and a nice low glove save from Ryan Dugas. He seems to have definitely settled his game down, don't you think?
Yes, he has. He's definitely seeing the puck more. He seems a little more confident than on that first attempt that the Welland Canadiens scored on. But another thing I've noticed, I'm not sure if you've noticed as well, Welland seems to have let up on the hitting.
Yes, you can definitely see the aggressiveness has definitely gone for the game, but the Avalanche have picked up their game. Although I haven't seen too much actual hitting, more of just a lot of board play, which, as we mentioned, Ancaster shred the Welland defense last night. Just by doing that, it definitely tired them down, and it was making the game a lot easier for them. Eric Nelson gets a hit from Macklin McPhee. They get reacquainted, and Macklin and Nelson go at it, and it looks like they're both going to be getting roughing penalties. And of course, number 25 for the Avalanche, always in the middle of those.
He's a guy you love to hate if you're an opponent because he's an aggressive guy. You love chirping him, and he'll love to chirp you back. Eric Nelson and McPhee just go into a bit of a shoving match, and the referee decides he's seen enough, sends him to the box, lets them quiet down for 2 minutes.
Maybe showing off for little bro. As number 3, Kalen McPhee, the younger brother of Macklin, now on the ice. But we'll have some 5-on-5 action still as coincidental penalties. Face-off won by Ben Woodhouse. Oh, Bernecki gets a hit up high on Blakely. He goes down, and it looks like it's going to be a head contact penalty. He's being sent immediately to the dressing room.
And he looked like he got his stick parallel with the ice and cross-checked him in the neck. And that was a bad play.
Matt Hobbs chirping Bernecki, and Bernecki looks like he's going to have to go straight to the dressing room. He might be done for the period. 5:05 remaining in the first period.
And he's a guy you hate to lose as an Avalanche fan. He's a stellar defensive defenseman, but he can also rush up offensively. And he's had some pretty good play in this first period. And unfortunately, just a stupid play from a young player.
So the Canadiens are going to get their second power play of the game. They unfortunately were not able to score on that one. But this could be a momentum builder when you only have 5 minutes left in the first period. If they can pot one here, it could lead into some more momentum going into the second period. So we'll see what the Canadiens do. 5-on-4 power play. Hadanaka can't win the draw. It's won by Matt Hobbs. Riley shoots that one. It's blocked by Ben Hadanaka. Kennery goes for a hit, and he hits Matt Hobbs. Back at the point, Anderson to Brendan Riley. Cross crease pass. Shot by Demetsky, and he misses high. Demetsky gets the puck back again. Alex Demetsky over to Liam Anderson. Walks in. Stick save by Ryan Dugas. Now it goes back, and it goes right through both defensemen.
Man, Demetsky has such a bullet. He beat Dugas with his shot before, and he looked like he was on the cusp of a second goal on a beautiful slap shot.
Demetsky loses the puck at the line, and it causes him to go offside. So Welland offside at the Ancaster blue line.
And it seems to be a pattern here for Welland tonight. Shoot high on Ryan Dugas. Almost every shot they put at him has been top blocker or top glove.
Coming out on the backhand, Dugas makes a nice save and a rebound at the side, and then Dugas down with a puck behind the goal as Dawson McKinney battles for it. Blakely, who took those last couple shots, fakes the slap shot, goes to Grigg. Back to Blakely. He has Moretto on his right, but passes it off to Grigg. Moretto has it. Fired by Grigg, and that one's blocked on goal, and McKinney dumps down all the way down the ice. And they've given a 5-minute major to Tanner Brunecki, so he's going to be gone for the game, as the rest of this period will be played on the power play.
So now that means the Avalanche are going to have to find someone to play those valuable minutes for Tanner.
The power play will be finished with only 5 seconds left in the period, so even if Welland gets to score, they will be getting a full 5-minute power play.
And you might assume Dirk Static might jump up and take some of those minutes, which he might. He's obviously going to get some double shifting because they're going to be down to defensemen. But I see a player like Jordan Simpson coming in and just being one of those shutdown guys that you play every other shift. Try and give him some more time in order to rest players like Raposo and Static.
Anderson can't make the pass, but Matt Hobbs gets it. Welland into the zone on the power play. Matt Hobbs, he's hit by Caleb McPhee. Brendan Riley in the slot, passing off to McKecker and shoots. Doesn't get through again. Ancaster doing a good job blocking. Another nice block. That one was blocked by Luke Croucher and still unable to get the puck out of the Avalanche. It's kept in, and Caleb McPhee goes down. He has a little bit of space to go up the ice. Caleb McPhee, here he comes to the slot. Nice move, shoots, and a nice stick play by Anderson to knock that puck out of the air.
And Caleb McPhee, with a head of steam, picked that puck in the neutral zone after an almost terrible turnover from the Avalanche. 3 guys were at the other side, right by the penalty box. They could have been caught had that puck come to the other side. And McPhee just rushed up, showing his speed, and Anderson with a quick stick tipped it out of play.
And not to be unnoticed, that great block from Luke Croucher, willing to do it all to win the game. Ryan Dugas has the puck on his stick. Griggs battles for the puck, almost with him. Van Loon getting some penalty minutes. Some penalty kill time. Derek Raposo gets in. He's got 2 men with him. He's got Matt Hobbs and Grigg in the corner. Fired that one, shot, rebound, just missed, airmailed by Noah Ballard.
Ballard might have hit the crossbar in that sharp angle shot.
Moretto trying to get the shot for Blakely to tip, and he can't. Moretto, one-timer, misses high. That one bounces in front of the goal, and Dishiavi tried to get the puck, and Bryce Robertson clears it down the ice. 2 minutes remaining in the penalty. And a hit, the referee says clean hit. Ben Hadanaki goes for the puck. Noah Ballard around the net. He tries to go around Bryce Robertson, and he has to jump, and Hadanaka with a nice hit in the corner, dumping Dishiavi. That one shy goes through the crease. Welland trying to keep it in, and Van Loon, nice play to get it out, and he does battle it down the ice.
Boy, the Avalanche are lucky. Had Dishiavi gotten his stick on that backhand, put his stick down in the ice and gripped it, he could have possibly tipped it in.
Tanner McKecken gets around a hit. Matt Hobbs puts that one in off the stick of Adam Mayer. Alec Powell gets rushed into the boards by Adam Mayer, but cleared down the ice by number 10 for the Avalanche. Gamard played that one off to his mate, and Liam Anderson coming out. Anderson across his own blue line, dumps it in. Mayer finishes his check. and Kaylin McPhee dumps that one off the boards and all the way down the ice. Final minute of the first period, a 1-1 tie between these two teams. Been a very energetic period. Tanner Bernecki out with a 5-minute misconduct. Tanner McEachern rushes in. Nice hit by Kyle Kennery to get him off. Matt Hobbs joins in. McEachern pass down back to Minovsky. That one back in the corner. Now Anderson waits, can't shoot. Mayer trying to get in front. That one ends up wide. McPhee pushes the man down. Hobbs falls but gets the puck back to the point. Dugas makes the save and has to make a second shot save. And then he catches it with his blocking arm and freezes the puck.
It looked like a giant pileup right behind Ryan Dugas. 4 players, for 2 from each side, decided to go after the puck, and they all fell on top of each other. Ref did a good job of blowing the whistle as there's no way he was going to find that puck underneath the scrambling bodies.
24 seconds remaining in the first period. The last 20 seconds of this power play about to come up for Welland. Croucher battling for the face-off. It's a scrum and a nice job by the Avalanche to kill off some time. 17 seconds. Woodhouse dumps that one all the way down the ice, and that will most likely kill off the rest of this period with only 10 seconds remaining. Moretto stops behind his own goal. Back out onto the ice. Power play now over. 2 seconds remaining. Dumped in. But the Avalanche kill off a 5-minute major to Tanner Bernecki, so they're going to miss him for the rest of the game. A 1-1 tie. Come back and join us here for the second period at Welland Arena. Hello and welcome back to the Welland Arena for the second period of Game 2 of this first round Best of 7 series between the Ancaster Avalanche and the Welland Canadians. Currently tied 1-1 after 2. We have goals from Tanner Bernecki and 1-1 after 1, my apologies. We have goals from Tanner Bernecki for the Ancaster Avalanche and from Alexander Demeski. Tanner Bernecki, although will not be back on the bench after he was given a 5-minute head contact penalty later on in the first period. So the Welland Canadians had a really good start to the first period, but as you might be thinking, a more lackluster finish even with the 5-minute power play. I'm Hayden Hell. I joined by my brother Eric Hell. And what do you think contributed to the kind of dropping off in play from the Canadians as you saw in the first period?
Well, everyone loves when you play physically, but everyone knows that it's so hard to keep up the same physical play over an extended period of time, and that could be over a game's worth, that could be over a couple games worth, or in the case of Welland, it could be over a period's worth. They came out strong and physical, but they just could not keep it up.
That one shot by Josh Sherratt and goes into the meshing, causing an out of play.
And let's see if Welland comes back with the same tactic that they started the first period with.
Well, they were very effective on the body, and the effectiveness for the Canadians obviously going straight through that physical play, and the effectiveness for the Ancaster Avalanche was the board play, so we'll see which one gives in first as Josh Sherratt plays that puck in. Raposo dumps around the boards, but Matt Hobbs intercepts. He's battling with Kyle Kennery, and Hadanaka finds Van Loon on the left side. He goes around Liam Anderson. He's being held up a little bit, but he gets the puck back. Finds Hadanaka. Ben Hadanaka on the right side. Goes to Raposo, down to the point, deflected. Oh, nice save by Grimard, and a great backhand tip by Liam Van Loon.
I'm not sure how Grimard managed to see that. There's Van Loon and Sherratt right in front of him.
And a nice block from Matt Hobbs, the one-time slap shot from Dirk Stadig. It went off his glove, so no icing against the Canadians.
And those kind of deflection plays are so hard, especially when they're far against your blocker side.
Kyle Kennery along the boards. He's battling with Nelson. Kennery and Nelson still going at it, but Dirk Stadig emerges from the pile. Left-hand side, trying to deke in was Van Loon. Out there on an extended shift, Dirk Stadig tries to get the puck back, but Nelson, the defenseman, dumps that one in. Eric Nelson, the D-man in deep, tries to play that one in front to Rylet, but it's played backhand now to Anthony Grigg. That one played along the boards. Rylet battles with Stadig. Woodhouse comes in to help out, but now Kaylin McPhee on the right-hand side has the puck. Chips out on high off the glass and goes into center ice. Avalanche have a quick 2-on-1 down low. Bridgewater has Woodhouse going to the net. He can't make a one-handed pass. Nice play by Nick Visser. Stroplis tried to chip down to the front. He fanned on it and Riley blocked it. Nice little play again, stealing it was Yanni Stroplis. Bridgewater comes into the slot and a hooking penalty coming. He tries to front Woodhouse again, but a power play coming up for the Avalanche.
And Nick Visser got desperate trying to contain the big Matthew Bridgewater, who managed to do a sidestep around him, so he got the blade of his stick curled around the gloves of Bridgewater, who looked like he tried to make a quick pass over, but because of the hook he was off balance and just threw it to the side by mistake.
But that was an absolutely necessary penalty. Bridgewater is lethal from that area, and he was in prime scoring opportunity there, and it was taken away after the hook.
Especially when you're the second Avalanche that was going to the net, so the defense was literally sandwiched in between two Avalanche players.
18:06 in the second period, a power play for the Avalanche, their second of the night. Adenaka can't win the draw as Matt Hobbs wins it cleanly. Sherratt tries to get it out of the zone. Static keeps it in. Defensive quarterback for the Avalanche. He gets it back at the point again. He's being pressured by Hobbs. Played back to Static at the line. Finds Hadanaka. Hadanaka with some room on the right side. Shoots. He misses high. Van Loon dives to get the puck, but it goes right by him, and Static goes behind his own goal. He stops up. Has Hadanaka on his right, who has speed. Ben Hadanaka around. Passes it to Kenry in the slot. He can't get the puck, and Static keeps it in at the line. Nice play by him. Static shoots on deflected, and it goes to the corner. Adam Mayer with the puck. Mayer spins, keeps control. Van Loon being pressured, just keeps it in. And now Static having to jump up. Avalanche having trouble with the bouncing puck right now. Mayer being pressured by Moretto. Mayer down to Hadanaka. Static shoots through a crowd, and Grimard saw it right to his glove. 52 seconds remaining in the power play.
And Ancaster got lucky a few times. Van Loon was right on that blue line, almost out, trying to stick handle around a Welland defender. Luckily for him, he was able to do that. If not, there might have been a possible breakaway or even a 2-on-0.
And one guy Ancaster is definitely going to miss on that blue line is Brodecki. He's a really good puck mover, and he's very good along the boards. So we'll see how they adjust without him. Bridgewater comes in. Hobbs tries to give him a check, but misses. And a check from behind on Croucher. No call as Liakakos knocked him down. McPhee has the puck in his own zone. Croucher throws out cross rink for Woodhouse. Now it almost goes to Yuka Schotter, the backup goaltender for the Canadians. McPhee has Croucher. Croucher around his man, Grigg. He dumps on along the boards. Stroplis goes around it, but he's met at the boards by DiChiavi, and it's finally cleared out again. Avalanche with the last 3 seconds remaining on the power play, so another successful kill for Welland. Croucher gets the pass. Oh, and he runs into his man, but here comes Bridgewater. He's got some space. He's being hounded. Nice play by Eric Nelson. He edged him off the puck beautifully. Liakakos trying to get the puck out. He goes off the stick of Grigg, but Stroplis has the puck and plays that one off the boards. Woodhouse plays that one in. The fans hollering for a too many men call, but the referee's not agreeing with them. Liakakos turns that one over. Dawson McKinney tries to go in. McKinney can't get to the puck, and it's Minovsky trying to go around as DiChiavi goes for the puck on Simpson. McKinney makes a nice little chip play to himself off the boards, but loses control, and Grigg intercepts the puck. DiChiavi throws it on back in, and McKinney finishes his check on DiChiavi. Liam Anderson pinching along the boards. Ballard keeps that one in at the line, but it's deemed to be a hand pass called by the linesman.
And the Welland Canadians getting really aggressive at the Avalanche blue line. Unfortunately for them, one of the Avalanche touched it with their gloves, and referee saw a hand pass, so they had to stop play.
Malik Powell, he was nailed along the bench for the Ancaster Avalanche. Cabral makes the pass back. Raposo trying to make the pass up, but it's intercepted. Raposo has it stolen off his stick by Demeski, trying to go in the slot to Ballard, but he misses him. Nelson to Anderson. Goes on along the boards. Static tries to get the puck. Ballard trying to get away from him. Cabral got a stick up in his face, but no call. Bro dumps it in, and Cabral goes after Grimard, and Bro can't get along the boards. He does stop it. Tries to pass to Michael Cabral. Welland can't get out of their own zone, but it's deflected off of Demeski, and it goes into the crowd.
Seems like this game is an counter-attack kind of game, where if you try to make a fancy play and fail, the other team's going to start rushing up the other way. Whereas last game, it seemed more of a set play kind of game.
Oh, and shot, and a nice save by Grimard, who got it right into his chest. 14-16 remaining in the second period.
It also seems the Canadians have picked up on the board play from the Ancaster Avalanche. They haven't had nearly as much success through the first and now this second period, trying to grind them out along the boards.
Face off, scrum, but won by the Avalanche. Van Loon tries to take the shot. It's deflected up by DiSchiavi.
50-50. Run.
Face off coming on the right of Grimard.
$50. Last call. 50-50. Last call.
Face off coming here. Van Loon taking the draw. He won it, and now Skroplis keeps that puck in with Van Loon down low. He has Kennery in front. Nice reverse hit on Moretto. That one played back in front, but Tanner McEachern intercepts. Played down the ice, but on an icing call, Skroplis plays it in. Kyle Kennery gets the puck to Van Loon onside. Van Loon shoots, and he misses high, as it was well high the net. Kyle Kennery tried to keep the puck in, but missed, and now Van Loon all alone down below the goal line. Van Loon tries to stuff that one in. He shoots, deflected, tries to find Kennery again. He back passes that one to Van Loon once more. Van Loon being covered beautifully by Josh Sherratt, and now Yanni Skroplis has the puck. He dumps it off the glass, back in to the Welland zone. Blakely off of Kaylin McPhee, who's hit by Tanner McEachern. Now Kyle Kennery has the puck. He passes that one over. Coming into the zone, Bridgewater. Kyle Kennery can't get it. Now Bridgewater again. Backhand! Knocked away easily by the pad of Grimard. Stick broken on the ice. And it looks like it's Tanner McEachern's. That one passed back in front. Avalanche tries to take control of this opportunity. Nice blocking arm save by Grimard through a crowd. Macklin McPhee along the boards. Bridgewater now. He passed that one back. He's got Sherratt all over his back. McPhee, nice pass over to Bryce Robertson, and shut that one to the glove of Grimard.
And that's a smart cover-up for Grimard, as it was essentially a 5-on-4 power play situation for the Avalanche. Tanner McEachern had his stick slashed in half. Didn't quite catch who was the guilty culprit for the Avalanche. But when that's the situation, you generally want to isolate that guy without the stick. Try and make him be the attacker, because he's going to have such a hard time defending against other players.
Mac McPhee almost got the puck in front, but it's cleared out by Grigg, and now Brendan Rylett coming in, and that one just offside. The extra move from Rylett put Grigg offside. Almost a good counterattack for the Canadians, but stymied by that one extra move that the other players never like to see at that blue line.
Sometimes it might just be easier if you just try to do a little chip over the defender, or just through their legs, in order to try and get some offensive zone instead of trying to do that little pullback move.
Turned over almost by Static, as Giannini was right on him. Derek Raposo gets the puck. He finds McKinney. McKinney shoots into the pad of Grimard, and a little fly-by poke from Luke Croucher. That puck hit right into the pads of Grimard. He thought he had it for a second, but it's laid right at his feet. But he was able to cover up before Luke Croucher came looking for that rebound. He's a dangerous guy on the ice right now. You don't want to leave him alone with any chances. Grigg tries to play the puck off the boards, but it goes to Derek Raposo and kicked back as Eric Nelson battles for the puck with Luke Croucher. Played back in front of the slot, but Giannini was there for the Canadians. No Avalanche in sight. And just offside was the defenseman Nick Bisser at the Avalanche blue line. So another offside call to the Canadians.
And unfortunately, the Avs were in a defensive position because they saw that Welland had the puck, but it was turned over behind the net, a blind pass out in front. So Croucher was back at the blue line waiting to defend, and he wasn't anywhere near to be able to grab that puck.
12 minutes remaining in this second period. A shot from Malik Powell on the boards, but a blocking arm saved by Dugas. That one gets by, and Bro goes on Liakakos, but poked away by the defenseman. Dugas has the puck behind his net. Skropolis. Now it's passed into the middle. Stepping up was the captain Robertson. Bro, or Kaylee McPhee had played that one up. That one gone back in front. Bro is not there for the puck, and Skropolis has to turn back with two forwards playing defense. Dalen Minovsky going for the puck. He's battling with Skropolis, who plays that one high, but kept in by Anderson. Skropolis battling again, tries to go for the slot, and now Nick Bro has the puck for the Avalanche. Dumps that one in. Woodhouse can't get to it as Liakakos cut him off. Malik Powell with a nice little shoulder hit by Kaylin McPhee. Avalanche have the puck behind their own goal. It's Yanni Skropolis. No one played off the skates, and now Nick Bro is a one-on-one. Nick Bro, nice move to the outside. Bro tries to find Cabral, but it's sticked away by Moretto. Cabral still has the puck in the corner. He's shouldered to the boards by Moretto. Bouncing puck to the point. Robertson keeps it in and deflected back into the corner by Nick Bro. Liakakos has the puck. Looks like it just hit off Demeski, but icing was waved off nonetheless. Simpson over to Robertson. Jordan Simpson behind the net. Has Matt Hobbs right in front of him. That one's cleared off the glass and just outside the blue line. Dumped right back in. This game seems to have lost a lot of the luster that made it a very exciting game to watch in the first period.
The team seemed to be getting a bit tired of the hitting game, and they're trying to get the scoring game going, and unfortunately one play has to suffer if one is to succeed.
We've got a long time between whistles at this point as 10 minutes remaining in the second period. Robertson across Jordan Simpson with a cross ice pass. Can't find Kennery as it hits him in the feet. DiChiavi goes in on Simpson, who just pushes him aside. Blakely back to DiChiavi. Back in front. Oh, nice stick plays. Blakely almost had a clear shot. But it was a nice defensive.
That's a bad penalty from Van Loon.
And Van Loon is going to go to the penalty box, and maybe another penalty coming up as Liam Anderson taking some extra shots after the whistle.
Van Loon took a free whack at Josh Sherratt. It was unnecessary. The puck was played up by Sherratt. Van Loon was chasing after him in order to try and pressure him. Sherratt seems to be getting a retaliatory penalty.
And that's not a very smart penalty for Sherratt either. Van Loon was about to give the Welland Canadians a power play, but now Sherratt has just negated that, and we're going to have some more 5-on-5 action instead.
And that's one of those plays you have to keep your cool. I know you're mad at the guy. He's been physical on you, and he's been trying to dangle around you every single time he can. Well, that's one of those plays you just take the shot and just live through the pain of whatever he did to you, and hope that the referee sees it as a more serious penalty and just put your team in an advantage instead of tying it up.
So the face-off to the left of Gamard. It's won by the Canadians. Bisser tries to play it out. It gets by Stadig. Raposo dumps that one back over to Eric Nelson. Bisser back to Nelson. Croucher on him, and he misses Ryland, and is going to go down the ice for an icing call. So face-off coming back in the Welland Canadian zone.
Junior Canadian, number 25, Josh Sherratt, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
So Josh Sherratt getting a 2-minute retaliatory cross-checking penalty against Van Loon. Croucher won the draw, but it's deemed to be an unfair win. So they're going to redo. It looks like the linesman was talking to Macklin McPhee, and now Croucher being waved out of the draw. McKinney in, the dynamite line out for the Avalanche, but it's the faceoff is won, and McKinney goes for a hit. But now Brendan Violet has it. Macklin had his man line up. Here comes Anthony Gregerson, speed. Nice poke check by Croucher. He's got a great 200-foot game, and he showed it right there. Nelson. He was hit off the puck by Macklin McPhee, but he made a nice pass. Raposo has Greg all over him. Raposo, nice move to get it out. Almost stolen away by Greg. Look at Raposo go. He still got it. He dumps down directly on goal, and Gramard makes the play. Don't see that often for number 22.
He does have those occasional rushes, but he's mostly known as one of the safe betting defensemen.
Turned over, but the Avalanche can't control it, and now Woodhouse gets that one, trying to pass it to McKinney. But Visser plays the puck around, and Woodhouse, and now Bridgewater out there. Malik Powell going up with the puck. Powell, he's edged off, but gets the puck back after Taylor McPhee came at him. In the corner, Avalanche takes a spill, and that one's shot by Baller on a sharp angle, and Ryan Dugas makes the left-hand save.
While the physicality has dropped a little bit, the chippiness of all the players has definitely stayed consistent. Every player is taking little drive-by whacks at everyone every now and again.
Puck now into the Ancaster zone. That one's played out. Lyakakos trying to get it with his foot. Bridgewater going in after it as he's battling in the corner with Liam Anderson. Lyakakos trying to get the puck back. Cabral in on the forecheck. That one kicked in by Kaylin McPhee into the slot. Here comes Bridgewater. Back in. Oh, another pass. Bridgewater has had 3 grade A chances to score. Each one he has passed on. Bridgewater tries to get the puck away from Lyakakos. But number 14, Bridgewater, he's got to take some of those shots.
Might have been better if he elected to take a backhand. It might not be as hard. And I know the pass is always tempting, especially on the cross-crease pass, but it might have been a better opportunity for him to shoot.
Powell had him lined up, and then Kaylin McPhee knocks down Noah Baller. High pass, goes right to Moreno. Perching was Adam Mayer behind the line. Nice little back pass. Adanaka now steals the puck away from Lyakakos. Adanaka, nice play. Back in front. Oh, just misses Kennery as he was alone at the side of the net. Nice passing play from these 3 guys. Roberts trying to keep the puck in, but it's deemed offside at the line.
Man, what a passing play that would have been. Hadnacker was on the other side, but unfortunately he wasn't able to grab the puck. And the Avalanche look like they're so close to just opening this game up, but they either just outplay themselves or Charles Gramard flat out robs
the
them.
story is very similar, except this time Canadians are not nearly as heavily relying on their goaltender Gramard as they were yesterday. The play has been a lot more even. Kyle Kennery, he's hit by Hobbs. Blakely plays that one into Simpson. Simpson over to Hadanaka. Van Loon back out of the box. He gets the pass. Nice deep inside. Shoots and a glove save by Gramard.
Van Loon showing off his skill with a beautiful little curl and drag. And once again, they're trying to shoot past the glove of Gramard. And while it did work for Tanner Bernecki, unfortunately, he seems to have caught on to where they like to shoot, and he's positioned his glove in a way where when they shoot it, it's going straight in.
6:39 remaining in the second period. Van Loon taking the draw. He seems to be taking some center draws instead of Hadanaka. Van Loon gets the puck, has Hadanaka in the slot, doesn't pass. Plays that one off to Raposo, but it hits him in the skate and goes down to Sherratt. He's back onto the ice. Van Loon intercepted the blue line. Nice move. He cuts in and he's hooked, and DiChiavi's going to go to the box. Michael DiChiavi had to hook Van Loon down, and number 17 gives the 3rd power play of the night to the Ancaster Avalanche.
And that's all hard work from Van Loon. He originally skated around with that puck behind the goal line. He saw Raposo there, so he decided to take a little switch. Raposo ended up losing the puck, and it was an attempted dump from the Welland Canadians, and Van Loon saw that all the way, and from then on he just tried to keep going and drew a penalty.
Skroplis back to Croucher. Nice quick back pass. Skroplis couldn't get it, but Kaylin McPhee does. Back to the point. Kaylin McPhee has it. Back to the spot. They see Woodhouse, but Tanner McEachern poked that one away Diving to keep the puck in was Kalen McPhee, but it gets by him. Skropolis playing the point on the power play. Passes that one across. Now it's into the zone. Kalen McPhee goes for it. And Skropolis keeps it in with the backhand. McPhee able to keep the puck in as well for the Ancaster Avalanche, but it's cleared down the ice by Nick Bisser.
The Avalanche are having a bit of a tough time setting up the way they like to on the power play. Skropolis and it looked like Bridgewater, they had their wires crossed and they weren't able to calm that puck down.
Nice pass from Static to find Kennery. Back passes to Hadanaka, who relays that one to Static. Into the slot, Static shoots, deflected, just wide. Maybe it hit the stick of Kyle Kennery on the way. Adam Mayer on his backhand. Blakely right at the point. Nice poke check from Blakely, getting the puck out of the zone. Van Loon finds Static. Static rushes in. Blakely getting on him physically. Hadanaka at the line here. He comes in with a chance. Hadanaka looks for someone to pass to. Still has the puck. Along the half boards, Hadanaka again. He passed that one down to Adam Mayer. Back down to Static. Van Loon, nice move to the inside. Van Loon, backhand, doesn't take the shot. Goes back to Static, was alone at the point, shoots that one in. Grimard with another nice glove save.
And Van Loon seems to have the fire lit underneath him. He's taking every opportunity he can to make the Welland Canadiens defenders look silly. A nice little move to his backhand around the forward defender. And it seems like he's going to break through tonight after he looked somewhat average last game.
Van Loon again, nice move. That's his third time in a row he's done that same curl drag move. Hadanaka down low to Mayer. He finds Hadanaka again. Kyle Kennery planted in front of the net. Static. And the power play now over. Back to 5-on-5. Avalanche still in the zone. But now it's a quick 2-on-1. Weiler can't get the puck. And it's cleared away by Static. Mayer trying to get the puck. Hadanaka almost crosses up with his man. But now Josh Shaw has the puck back. And another offer on the power play as no team has scored a power play goal in this series yet. Kennery finds Macklin McPhee. Hadanaka almost in the slot. DiChiavi out of the box makes the play. Kalen McPhee, shot deflected just wide. Macklin goes for the puck, but Kyle Kennery gets it. Behind the net, Tanner McEachern now steals it for the Canadiens. He dumps it out off his man, and Macklin McPhee steals the puck. Finds Hadanaka, who dumps it in. Hadanaka checked by Tanner McEachern, but it's dumped in by the Avs. Bisser gets hit hard in the corner. Nice hit from Macklin McPhee. He's known for doing that. McKinney, back pass. Luke Croucher out there. The three are out again. Luke Croucher, nice move. He shoots. Oh, he tried to make a centering pass, but no one was there for the Avs. McKinney shoots that one. Deflected just wide. Croucher battling with Dalen Minovsky. And it's cleared down the ice by the Canadiens, and another icing call with 3:05 remaining in the second period. So a lot more action coming from the Avalanche as they've been in the Welland zone for most of the second half of the second period.
Ever since that goal that the Welland Canadiens scored, their play has dropped off. They haven't had as much zone time as the Avalanche have, especially not in this second period. And they seem to be on their heels.
Pushing that one away, Grimard puts it into the corner, and a backhand lifter from Bisser to connect a shot. And Bisser getting away with that one. He took a little shot on Woodhouse, who may have been chirping him beforehand, or maybe he was just upset with the hit, but the play ends up being a moot point as no player ends up going to the box. But a dangerous little play. If emotions like that run high, you could be taking a not very smart penalty, especially when you're in the second half of the game.
Although the way the power plays have been working, where no one has managed to score, it seems like it almost makes no difference.
Robertson shot deflected by Groh, and now in the corner, it's Woodhouse battling with Moretto. Cabral has Noah Baller right behind him. Cabral passed that one back to Robertson. Cabral tried to go into the slot, he loosed it in his own feet, and Noah Baller goes out for the Canadiens. Ryan Dugas has been pretty quiet at the other end, has not had to face many shots, but Welland going in the zone now. Ballard tries to center in front, misses everyone, and Moretto has it at the point. Powell cycles that one down for Ballard, but Robertson gets it. He's knocked down. Referee deems it to be a fair play. That one's shot. Demeski misses the net. Throw. Battling with Powell, and now Malik Powell has the puck. Back to the point, Moretto. Moretto shoots that one, deflected, ends up wide of the net. Still no shots on goal in a long time for the Canadians. Moretto shoots that one, another one deflected wide. This one in the high slot. That one was Demeski just missing the tip. Ballard shot, and finally a shot on goal that Dugas has to put aside. Demeski plays it in, and this line has been really good for the Welland Canadians on this shift. Mike Cabral trying to go out. Nice play to cut to the inside, and now Nick Groh has it. A 3-on-3 coming in. Woodhouse tries to make a pass to someone, but Noah Ballard stole it, and Woodhouse try to get on him, and Raposo jumps up. Push down Noah Blakely, and Ballard at the end of a long shift dumps that one in on Dugas, who then just plays it back down for his defenseman. Ben Hadanaka has Blakely right on him. Hobbs trying to go for the puck, and Liam Van Loon was sandwiched between Matt Hobbs and Blakely, but he seems to be okay. Kyle Kennery, nice little chip pass to Van Loon off his skate. Van Loon, last minute of play, shoots deflected, goes behind the goal. Kyle Kennery, he's hit nicely by Blakely, who got his shoulder up. Back at the point, McPhee, nice move to fake inside of Blakely. McPhee goes around, nice edge work by Sherrod, who knocks him off the puck. Now coming up, Noah Blakely. McPhee the only one back, and he blocks the puck. Van Loon goes for a hit. And now Van Loon battling with Tanner McEachern. Van Loon is knocked down, and he's still battling with McEachern down low. A 2-on-2 coming out here, 25 seconds remaining. Kalen McPhee shoots it, and a glove save made by Grimard, an easy one. And it looks like we're going to head to the second period with the third period, the scoreless second. Still 1-1, 13 seconds remaining. Ben Hadanaka gets hit up high, and a bad penalty from Nick Bisser at the end of the period. And it's going to result in a 9-second power play as Nick Bisser with a very high hit on Luke Croucher, or Ben Hadanaka actually receiving the hit.
And just before all that started, there was Van Loon and McEachern to the right of Ryan Dugas. They were piling on top of each other, taking extra little whacks. As the puck was back in the Welland end, they kind of came together, gave each other a little bit of a shoulder shot to each other, tapped each other on the legs, and those two seem to be like they're going to pair off throughout the entire series.
Exactly what I was about to say. Those two seem to have been pairing off all night. They seem to have a little thing for each other. Don't know if it's a friendly rivalry or a I really don't like you kind of thing. Obviously, without us being able to hear what they're saying, it's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't seem as animosity, more as I'm trying to outperform you. So,
and with Van Loon always smiling at his opponents.
We know it's someone who's just like that, don't we? Skilled player, likes to smile when he does anything. Almost a little offsetting, if anything.
Makes you want to punch him in the face sometimes.
7 seconds remaining. Avalanche trying to score quickly. Hadanaka has standing in the slot. Oh, he just misses the one-timer. And that could have buried a goal late in the second period. But the third will start off with a 1-1 tie here in Welland Arena. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Welland Arena here in Welland, Ontario, where Game 2, after 2 periods, is still a 1-1 tie. I'm Hayden Hallett, joined back with Eric Hallett. And Eric, as we saw in the first period, there's a lot of energy, a lot of hitting, a lot of physicality, and in the second period, almost none of that. So, why do you think that is, and what exactly do you think the teams need to do to get a spark in this game?
Well, the teams have definitely been going at each other. They might not have been running through each other like the first period was showing. The second period was more of a yada, let me just take a little hack at you, and a few players taking cross checks to the heads, resulting in some bad penalties. And what the teams need to do is, first off, is they need to stop taking bad retaliatory penalties, as that's what's negated a few power plays for both sides. But they the Avalanche have been doing this a lot better than the Welland Canadians, and they just need to keep pouring on the offense. The Welland Canadians have been backing up most of the second period, and they're going to hopefully try to stop doing that in the third.
The Avalanche have 1 minute and 50 of power play time. That whistle blown down as there was a late cross-check to the head given to Nick Visser right at the end of that second period, so the Avalanche are going to go to the power play. But as it's been for the past month or so, an abysmal power play. This is their 4th power play and 0 for 3 on the night so far. Neither of these teams, like stated earlier, have scored a power play goal in the series. So one team just looking to break through on the PP. It's been a curse more than a blessing so far. Adam Mayer gets in the slot. Mayer shoots deflected away by Liam Anderson. Luke Croucher has the puck, plays that one back to Dirk Static. Back to Adam Mayer, that is. That one shoot. And then shoots. Oh, what a save by Grimard! No way, what a stop by the stick of Charles Grimard!
And just when we thought the power play was finally going to connect, Charles Grimard with the tip of his stick just manages to keep that out. And he has been a skating highlight reel.
And Van Loon was all alone. Adam Mayer, the great slap pass, and if he can one time and it's a goal, but unfortunately he has to keep the pass because it's such a hard pass. What a chance for Van Loon. He's looking for his first goal of the series, and he had it delivered to him on a silver platter. 57 seconds remaining in the 4th power play of the night. That one tried to pass back, but ended up going all the way down the ice for the Avalanche.
And it seems right now, whoever can get their power play working at this rate is going to end up being the victors of not only the game, but possibly even the series.
Static curls in. Adanaka has it at the point. Now Dirk Static. That one shot deflected off the goal post. Nails the post. Here it comes in. And Woodhouse is tripped. Adanaka has it. Another power play coming up. And it's kicked away. Blakely shoots that one down at the other end, and a 5-on-3 for 20 seconds for the Ancaster Avalanche coming up.
And let's see if they can try and draw up another golden opportunity that hopefully Grimard can't find and can't get it just some part of his body on.
Well, at this point, it seems like anything Grimard will be able to save. It's been a phenomenal effort. The only one that's beaten him was a screen curl drag that went off the post and in.
And the problem with the way this series has been going with the power plays, a good power play can carry a bad team. A bad team can get some penalties and get some offensive opportunities and win, but it's hard to carry your power play if you're constantly playing 5-on-5.
Adanaka, that one deflects, going to the front. That was shot on at the post. Ben Woodhouse at the side of the net nailed the post. Oh, look, instead it shot. Another save by Grimard. Another chance for the Avalanche to put on a power play goal.
And another chance for Ben Woodhouse, who's at that side. He's waiting for those passes. He didn't get a pass that time. He got a rebound opportunity, and he nailed the crossbar. He tried to go a little bit too high, but when you're that close in tight against the goalie, all you have to do is just try and airmail it.
Yeah. 1 second remaining on the 5-on-3. Then it'll be a 1 minute and 41 second 5-on-4 power play. What else gets it? Possession to the Avalanche. Luke Croucher now. He has Bridgewater in front. Kayla McPhee at the point. Fires that one. Scrumpage. Scored! Bridgewater with the tip on the slap shot from Scrumpage. And the first power play goal of the series goes to the Avalanche's Matthew Bridgewater.
And Matthew Bridgewater, the man they call Bridgie, gets his stick in the lane and deflects one far past the glove hand, right above the pad and just below the glove hand of Charles Grimard. Those are such hard ones to grab, as you tend to think, oh, my pad's got it, or you tend to think, oh, my glove's got it, and when it goes in between, it's hard to guess exactly where that puck's going.
And that could be killer here as Mac McPhee goes in. It's been such a low-scoring game that this 2-1 lead could stand up, although we had a similar situation last night where a 1-1 tie prevailed into the third period where then 3 unanswered goals were scored by the Avalanche. And it's odd because the third period was statistically their worst scoring period, not like they were bad in the third period, but their second periods were actually a decent period for them, and their first were very good periods for them.
But when you got Charles Grimard, whose best period is the first, it's going to be hard to score.
At least in this playoff series, Charles Gomard has been fantastic through 2 periods. The third period is where things come unraveled as he has to face a hailfire of pucks going his way. Static weaves in. DiChiavi seals the puck right off of him. Static going in deep on him and knocks DiChiavi to the boards. McKinney and Croucher going on the buck. Greg got it away. And now Liam Anderson, outlet pass. He actually hits Static, who goes down. It looks like it may have hit him in the ankle, and he's hobbling to the bench. The second time tonight that Dirk Static has been injured. Pardon me, that was actually Macklin McPhee who ends up going to the bench. He was very well hobbled on the bench. Matt Hobbs coming in for Welland. They need a goal. Back to the point, Eric Nelson. Shoots, that one blocked beautifully, and Michael Cabral goes for the puck. He's got speed, he's battling 2 defenders, and Cabral has both defenders fall, then he falls as well. An unfortunate play for 23, who had both defensemen fall on him, only for himself to fall.
And a hard effort wasted by your skate edges not working properly.
Bro battles for the puck, and now a little more feistiness in the play, and it seems to be getting a little more ice for all the players with the puck.
And Bro seems to be favoring his right arm as he might have taken a slash or a little bump along his elbow.
Coming in, Bro. On the back end, chips down to the front. That one gets by the hand of Eric Nelson, but is dumped back in by Michael Cabral. McPhee jumps up. Blakely plays that one up. Powell trying to go for the puck, but Raposo one ends into the line. Oh, Ballard into the slot, but poked away by Mayer. Blocked by Mayer, then he tries to get it out and chips that one out as Josh Sherratt goes back for it. He gives that one away to Bro. Bro has Van Loon in front, and he battles with Sherratt, but he can't get the puck away from him. He does manage to get it away. Nice play with his stick. Can't get it in front. He goes off the side of the net. McPhee plays that one high off the glass, back into Welland territory.
I think these block shots from Ancaster are starting to frustrate the Welland Canadians, and that's why they're starting to take some liberties on the Avalanche forwards.
They've done a very good job as an icing call comes to the Welland Canadians. The Avalanche have done a very good job all night at blocking shots, and it shows as Dugas has had a fairly easy night in goal. Not only that, they're also preventing shots from even being taken. They've done a very good job defensively tonight.
And normally it's your defense that are getting most of the shot blocks, but it's the forwards for the Avalanche that have gotten probably 90% of the block shots.
Puck played over to Liakakos. Dumped back in by the Avs, who are getting their board play working now. Back in front, Hadanaka shoots! Oh, that one hit off the stick! Nice play as Gramora made another stop. Kennery fed Hadanaka beautifully in the slot. Van Loon out there with Hadanaka and Kennery. Kennery back to Hadanaka. Behind the goal, he's being held up. Puck finally loose. Van Loon tries to go for it. Liakakos can't get it out. A Static dumps it back in. Van Loon with the puck hits him, and he tries to go off his skates. Static was battling with Blakely in a 3-on-1. Now quick 3-on-2. A hooking call coming up to Liam Van Loon. It's going to be his second penalty of the game.
And that's a travesty as Dirk Static was getting double teamed and he was getting cross-checked multiple times from both the Welland Canadian players, even being held up until the puck started coming out, and that's when they let up to start going on the rush. And then Van Loon, with a little bit of frustration, decides to haul his man down with his free arm, and he gets an undisciplined penalty.
And that one being called a holding call against Van Loon, a very blatant one. And a power play coming up for the Welland Canadians. 14:44 remaining in the third period. They're down by just 1 goal. Anthony Grigg in the draw. Croucher wins it with his feet, but it's won by the play by DiChiavi. Moretto playing on the boards nicely. Coming in, Grigg finds Moretto in front, but he just stands on it. Keith Osborne not happy, thought there should have been another hook. And then that one was just offside. Woodhouse not agreeing with the call. But Keith Osborne and the coaching staff losing their minds at the Welland bench.
I didn't quite see what exactly they're hollering about.
They were upset when Moretto went into the slot. I believe Croucher got his stick into the hands.
It seemed more like a clean stick lift, but
It's hard to tell in fast pace, I agree.
obviously the referee saw it the way we're seeing it, where he didn't actually see a penalty.
Referees are having a little bit of a discussion. Not quite sure about where the face-off should go, and it's coming back into the Ancaster zone. Face-off to the right of Ryan Dugas. Ken getting a little word from the referee on why it was placed back there. Play now resuming. Moretto dumps it in. Blakely was knocked out in front. Greg passed that one back to Demeski. DiChiavi. Moretto. Can't take the shot. Knocked away. Moretto has it again. Into the feet of Croucher. DiChiavi to Demeski. Throws that one right across. And Luke Croucher plays that one down the air. So a nice backhand play from him. DiChiavi plays that one across to Greg. He takes it and now goes through center ice. DiChiavi gets the pass. He's in stride and stops up. DiChiavi plays that one in as Bryce Robertson and Woodhouse both went to DiChiavi. Demeski in the corner. Left side, he goes back to Liam Anderson. Anderson stops up. Back to Demeski, back to Anderson. DiChiavi back to Anderson. He shoots. A battle going in front with Grigg and Simpson. And now Grigg gets hit by Bryce Robertson. Woodhouse behind the net. And falling at the side of the net was Demeski. Robertson holds up his man along the boards and finally cleared out. And a penalty coming to the Avalanche. Bryce Robertson is going to take an undisciplined penalty. And it looks like it's going to be either a holding or an interference call. Grimard to the bench. And a 5-on-3 about to come here with 22 seconds remaining. The original infraction to Liam Van Loon.
And Ken is losing it at the referees. He thought it was just a scrum that maybe even both players should have gone on that one. But he's completely disagreeing with the referee. He's fired up on the bench right now.
Maybe a fired up Ken is a good Ken. All depends. He can probably get his message across a lot better.
But he can also take a penalty from how he sends that message.
So a quick 5-on-3 coming up here. This could turn the tides of the game. It's a 2-1 lead in the third period of Game 2. Avalanche currently lead the series 1-0. They lead the game 2-1. Matt Hobbs in the draw. Face-off coming to Dugas' left. It's scrummed to the sideboards. Minovsky in there trying to get the puck away. Hadanaka also on him. 4 players down by the boards, and now Tanner McEachern gets the puck. Minovsky, he's at the point. Shot by Anderson, deflected on goal. Dugas made the first save. McEachern, hard play just about to be over. The 5-on-3 just about to be over. McEachern behind the Avalanche net. Finds Brendan Rylett. Rylett on the half-board, shoots, and a stop by Dugas. He saw it perfectly. And Anderson can't get the pass back from Rylett, who's a little dejected at himself for making a little bit of a bad pass. Dalen Minovsky. Here he comes. He gets around the players and goes in on the forecheck. Tanner McEachern leaves the puck behind the net. Noah Ballard left it. Bryce Robertson has Tanner McEachern against the board. Played back to Brendan Rylett. Rylett, McEachern. Back to Moretto. McEachern, one-timer, it's blocked by McPhee, who goes down. That one stung. Nice block from him, 50 seconds remaining, and going off now, Kalen McPhee in a lot of pain. That right foot of his took a beating from that puck.
And he's been blocking shots like crazy tonight, and finally one manages to break him as he's been an Iron Man for the Avalanche.
Down shot, another block, this one off the stick of Dirk Static. What beautiful penalty killing from the Avalanche. Coming back, Anthony Grigg. Waits, loses control. Moretto winds, and that one may have gone off of Grigg, but it ends up wide. Croucher trying to get the puck out. Moretto, he goes blocked, and it looks like a shot and a breakaway. Adam Mayer going in, he's on Grimard. Here he comes, Mayer off the crossbar. Adam Mayer nails the bar. Short-handed breakaway.
And Adam Mayer screams at himself, wishing he had just placed that one slightly lower. And what a great penalty kill from the Avalanche. The forwards are getting in the lane, but that was the defense. That was theirs. They were the heroes of that penalty kill for sure.
Power play has 9 seconds remaining in it, and the Avalanche will have killed another 5-on-3. Static chips that one in. Moretto plays it out. Power play now over. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. That one shot by Noah Ballard, deflected into the corner by Ryan Dugas. That one played up by Static, and Robertson, who's out of the box, now plays that one up to Bridgewater. A quick 2-on-2. Bridgewater walks in, shoots, and he misses on the right side. Croucher stops up and tries to get the puck back. Noah Ballard Nice move. He spins around and he finds Malik Powell. Oh, Skropolis shoulders him off on the boards. Skropolis, indirect pass, finds Bridgewater, but it's just called an icing as it was just before the red line. And Raposo has to come back onto the ice as he had changed with Kaylin McPhee.
What a terrific move that was by Ballard. He did a ballerina spin around the defender.
That was a Serge Savardian goal, kind of play. Matt Hobbs in the draw against Woodhouse, and he loses it. He wins that draw against Woodhouse. Rylet tries to play the puck down. Back at the point, Anderson shot off the glove, and Dugas directs it to the corner. Woodhouse plays the puck around. Lykakos along the other side. Raposo off the stanchion, goes to Rylet, and he keeps that puck in the Avalanche zone. Now Croucher, another chance to get it out. He can't get it out. Raposo dumps it down, and it's going to be another icing call. Welland all over the Avalanche.
And they need to be, as they have half of the period left to go, and they're down by a goal, and the Avalanche are not giving them much to shoot at.
And you could say that the story of Game 1 was Charles Grimard, even though Welland lost. He's made a couple of $10. That one shot in front, and Dugas makes a nice save as it's shipped right into his glove from a foot in front of him. But Charles Grimard made a fantastic save on Van Loon earlier on in the power play, which saved a goal. Unfortunately, he ended up being scored on later on after the 5-on-3 was killed off.
And if you're talking about who to credit for win, for tonight, it would definitely be the entire team play of the Avalanche. They've been blocking shots like crazy, especially the forwards. Defense just now are starting to pick up most of the bulk of it. Dugas has played very well tonight, hasn't had too much to do. But in general, if you had to pick star of the game for Welland again, it would probably have to be Grimard.
Eric Nelson has the puck. Plays down up, Robertson grabs his man up, and it ends up going past him as Blakely was holding onto Robertson's stick. DiChiavi has Kaylin McPhee right there behind the net, but passed off to his brother Macklin. Nice chip up. Here it comes, Dawson McKinney. He passes that one off, and he looked like he was going for a pass to Macklin McPhee, and it deflected right to Grimard, who shoves that one to the corner. Macklin McPhee, high shot. McKinney. Macklin McPhee along the left side board. Back passes it, Eric Nelson knocks him down. Hauled down to the ice was Luke Croucher, no call. Dawson McKinney, that is, being knocked down to the ice. Blakely plays that one down, and it's going to be an icing call coming up as Blakely looked like he had a step on Bryce Robertson. Pardon me, that was Dirk Static he went back with.
And so far in the playoffs, I know it's only been one game so far that's been completed, but the third period has definitely been the Avalanche's period. Last game, it was basically even throughout most of the game until the third period came, and then that's when the Avalanche took over, and that's when they're taking over right now.
Ben Woodhouse has a puck. He shoots, he fans it. Van Loon going to the front and digging at the loose puck. He meets up with Liam Anderson, but Grimard covers up the puck in front of the goal. Van Loon has had a spark in his step tonight. He's had a wonderful first half of this game, and the second half of the game looking pretty impressive as well, although he has taken 2 penalties in the game. Sherratt plays that on the boards to Malik Powell. It's poked right off his stick. Nice stand-up. That one played right to Grimard, who plays it down to Moretto. Cabral steals the puck. Pass that one in front, and it's tipped. It ends up going back to the point. Static shoots, deflected. Bro just missed the tip. Powell over the head of Raposo. Ballard just offside.
Now it seems like the Canadians can't do much to get in the offensive zone. Seems like the only time they get opportunities is when the face-off is down into the Avalanche end.
So another close game, close in the third period, still 2-1 for the Ancaster Avalanche. Matt Hobbs in the draw. He ends up scrumming it, and Welland wins it. They go into the zone. Minovsky back to the point, off the feet of Josh Sherratt, but to play it back in deep. Hobbs has Minovsky in the corner. Minovsky being hounded by Yanni Skropoulos. Sherratt shoots, deflected. That one just missed the net. That one played back to the side and covered up by Ryan Dugas. He has had a pair of eagle eyes out there right now. He finds every loose puck that comes his way.
And the reason he finds all those pucks is because he's so sound positionally. He's always square to the shooter. He always has his glove and blocker in save position for wherever he deems that save is going to come from. And down low, he's almost impossible to beat.
Hobbs wins the draw. Rylet back down to Nelson. Minovsky battling with Kennery, but Kennery passes it up. Can't get it out as Bisser keeps it in. McPhee, 7:35 remaining in the third period. Avalanche looking to go up 2-0 in the series. Skropoulos to McPhee. That one chipped out. Not out. Kept in by Nelson. Van Loon couldn't get it to go. Looking for a pass. Now coming out. Adanaka. We got the pass from Kennery. Back pass. Kennery goes into the corner. He battles with Bisser, who has the puck. Rylet can't get to it. Back behind the net again. It goes to Hadanaka. Here comes Kennery. Passes it into the slot, into the feet of Van Loon, who couldn't do much with the pass, and Matt Hobbs. He's trying to get the puck out. Avalanche trying to keep it in. It does go to the center ice zone, but Avalanche quickly back in. Oh, another reverse hit! Van Loon, so good at reversing his checks. Minovsky goes right down to the ice.
And it seems like they don't understand how strong Van Loon is on his skates. He may not be the biggest guy on the team, but he knows how to throw his weight around, and he showed it a few times last game, and he showed it tonight.
He's done that, I think at least 3 times I've counted him doing that tonight. Once on Josh Sherratt, which he's done that in the game 1 as well. And another one this time on Dalen Minovsky. Croucher shoots that one and gets to Grimard, but it's deflected away. Woodhouse down to Bridgewater. The big man behind the net. He's being checked by Liam Anderson. Croucher comes in to help him out. Puck still into the feet. Luke Croucher does get it to go. He sees Static in front, passed along the boards. Woodhouse to Bridgewater. Bridgewater to Croucher. He's got speed again. Pass it in front, off the feet. And it looks like it went off of Anthony Gregg in front as he tried to find his man. Bridgewater would have had a tap in if that had hit his stick. Croucher and Gregg going into the corner. Woodhouse joining them. Croucher hounding Gregg, but Gregg gets it out. Nice pass. Here comes DiChiave. He slashed, and the stick comes out of his hands, and another power play to the Welland Canadians. 5:54 remaining in the third period.
And DiChiave looked like he had an opportunity to get an inside step, that is, against Raposo, but he's forced to hook his hands, which causes him to drop the stick. And the Avalanche have to be careful. While the power play hasn't been able to connect for Welland, just one little thing can happen, one little thing can change, and also now the Canadians are scoring on the power play and are tied in the game.
Bryce Robertson plays that one back out. Grimard has it behind his own goal. He passes that one off. Moretto finds his man McEachern, dumped in right onto Ryan Dugas, who covers up. So we're going to be in for a fiery finish, it looks like, with 5.5 minutes remaining in this third period of Game 2. We'll see if Welland can muster up some offense. They haven't been able to get more than a goal in a game so far through 2 games. We'll see if they can break that. Dugas has been a wall, and he's been a wall again tonight when needed. Anderson, pass out to Rylet, and Adam Mayer with a nice stick chops it out past the blue line. Blakely lost control of it, and it's played back in. McPhee can't control it. Matt Hobbs going around the net as Kalen knocks into the boards. Robertson chips it, but Powell gets the puck. Anderson back to Powell. Back to Liam Anderson. He stops. Powell. Anderson Just gets the line, just missed. Ryland shoots, nice save, Dugas. He goes back in front, shot, oh, that one missed by Powell. He had an empty net to shoot at, and he put it right beside Dugas. Malik Powell shoots into the glove of Ryan Dugas.
And you can see the emotion on Powell. He's looking to the heavens for the second time. The first time, right after he shot it, it's almost as if he knew he was going to miss. He put his head right up, didn't like it, got a second opportunity, didn't work again, so Powell is probably going to be kicking himself on the bench.
Malik Powell had the best chance of the third period for the Welland Canadians to tie it, but unfortunately he ripped it beside the goal. Just kept in, nice play by Demeski. Moretto deflects onto the goal, shoots, deflected, misses the net. Static, trying to play it out, but it's kept in. Grigg now has it. Back to the point. Moretto, pass on across, nice play. Ballard shoots, positional stop by Dugas, and he can't find the puck. It's loose, going around the goal is Grigg, but Dugas gets back in his goal. Moretto across, Demeski, the pressure all by the Canadians, and fire that one. Just kept in by Moretto off the stick. He can't get away, and here he comes back to Bridgewater. Short-handed specialist on a breakaway. Shoots, oh, not even close. Not even close for the shorty specialist. Ballard being hounded by Hadanaka, who gets the puck back and goes for a skate. Ben Hadanaka going in, Bridgewater with him. Ballard knocks him down. And going back over, Dishiami has the puck. Coming in, Ballard misses it. Power play now over. 3 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the third period. Icing waved off as Woodhouse goes on his man Sherrod. That one played by Ballard. Van Loon has to wait for his man to get offside. Ballard gets it back. Van Loon hounding him. Nice play, Van Loon. He shoots. Oh, great stick play by Sherrod. What a great finish to this game we're about to have.
The Avalanche almost had a short-handed goal from Bridgewater, the man who scores the most in the short-handed situation for the Avalanche. I think he got a little overzealous with that little forehand flip, trying to go over the glove of Charles Bernard, but the Avalanche are extremely lucky. They had Hadanaka and Woodhouse and Bridgewater at the end of the short-handed shifts. They came slowly to the bench. Croucher had to race back onto the ice and get into the defensive zone because they had 4 Welland players in the offensive zone, and it was just an overall bad change for the Avalanche that luckily did not burn them.
Hadanaka wins the draw cleanly to Robertson. McPhee circles it around. Sherrod plays on up to Blakely. Robertson clears it back into Sherrod. Bernard plays the puck and circles once again. McEachern clears it. Referee waves off the icing. McPhee hammers that one around the boards. Bitzer keeps it in. Here comes McEachern! Shoots! Oh, that one deflected. It was a pass to Hobbs, and he couldn't make contact. Deflected back in. Welland putting out a lot of pressure. Kalen McPhee, 3 minutes remaining. McEachern tries to play it in front. Swatted away by Ryan Dugas. That one chopped out. Contact made, says the linesman steers. As Sherrod has it, as that was waved off of icing. That one played back in. Blakely trying to go for the puck. And Raposo back before him. 2.5 remaining in the third period.
Welland's got to learn to shoot that puck. They got to start trying to make the fancy plays through the feet with little 1-foot passes to each other.
Macklin McPhee battling along the boards. McPhee passes that one over to his brother. Kalen off the boards high, put down by Dawson McKinney. He can't get the puck out though. Avalanche still stuck in their own zone, but now here he comes back to McPhee. A quick one-on-one. He's being hounded from behind. He shoots, deflected wide. Dawson McKinney off the shoulder, and he's nailed. Nice hit in the corner. That was Eric Nelson with the big body check on McKinney. McKinney goes after him, and now Brendan Ryland has the puck. Under 2 minutes now. What will happen in game 2? Here he comes in. Brendan Ryland can't get the puck back. Play to the corner by Adam Mayer. Grigg trying to get the puck back. Played out of the zone by the Avalanche. At what point do you think, Eric, that the Welland Canadians are going to pull Charles Grimard? They pulled him really late when they were down by 2 in game 1. What do you think they're going to do in game 2?
Assuming they get possession, they might just pull him within the next couple of seconds.
Moretto trying to get the shot away. Bridgewater almost had a breakaway, but Moretto broke it up beautifully. Visser over to over to Gishiavi. Goes back in. Raposa along the boards. Croucher, nice play to protect the puck from going out. Noah Baller gets it in the center right zone. 1:05 remaining. Remard still in the net with no possession from the Welland Canadians. He plays the puck now.
You can really,
under a minute in game 2.
you can really feel the urgency coming from the Welland Canadians. They're starting to play a little more physical again. And you can see Remard's inching
And he
out.
falls down. Nick Bitzer gives it away. Kyle Kennery in the zone. Time to kill off some valuable seconds. Atmosphere definitely amped up here in Welland Arena. Hatanaka doing a great job killing some time, and it looks like it's going to be a hand pass. Yes, a hand pass going to Ben Hatanaka, and it's going to bring the puck all the way back into the Ancaster zone, or actually outside of the Welland zone.
And Ancaster with some relentless forechecking, causing some hits for the Welland Canadians. They looked like they were ready to pull Grimard. Grimard was actually inching out.
And a timeout coming from Keith Osborne's club.
And of course, because the team you're trying to tie it up against is so aggressive against you, they're going to be standing up at that blue line whenever they can. They did that perfectly, and it stopped Welland from possibly breaking out of their zone.
We'll see what Ken draws up for the Avalanche and what Keith draws up for the Canadians. They start the face-off outside of Welland's zone, so you imagine if Welland gets the puck on their stick and gets possession, Grimard is going to race to the bench, although they only have 33 seconds remaining to try and tie up Game 2. It'll be a miracle if they can do it. They've had a hard time scoring goals past Ryan Dugas. Once again, only 1 goal in Game 1, and as it is right now, through 59 and a half minutes of Game 2, still just 1 goal for the Welland Canadians. And they scored that early in the first period. Face-off taken by Tanner McEachern and Ben Hatanaka. McEachern plays it forward. Robertson then shoots it on goal. Grimard wisely plays it down. Doesn't want another face-off in his own zone. He's being called to the bench, but he can't get there because it's turned over by McEachern. 22 seconds remaining. Can they make it happen? Anderson makes that pass up. Sherratt plays it in, and it's dumped back behind the net. Grimard now at the bench. They have 10 seconds. Can Welland take a quick shot and get one? It's wide of the net. 6 seconds left. Blakely shoots deflected in the corner. 3 seconds remaining. Can they do it? No, they run out of time. Avalanche win Game 2 by a score of 2-1. What a gutsy effort from the Ancaster Avalanche. They fend off the Welland Canadians, and they were doing it away from home here in Welland Arena. So make sure to join us on Wednesday at 8 o'clock for Game 3 in Ancaster.